This is the Simulation Football League on the SFL Twitch network. It's been a tough start to the season for Tulsa. They've lost their opening 3 games as they fell last week to Fort Worth. The Desperados return home to face the 1-2 Queen City Corsairs. Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Falk with one of the newest members of our SFL broadcasting family, Josh Zirkle. Josh, welcome in. Happy to have you here in a frigid Greenwood District Stadium.
Yeah, you could have turned up the heat for me a little bit, Tyler, but nonetheless, I'm really excited about this matchup. A contrast to quarterback styles, AJ Caswell, the veteran, against Tulsa's rookie JQ. But what about the running backs? Jet Zero for Queen City. He's already second in the league in rushing touchdowns, but also top 15 in rushing attempts, yards, and average per carry. And then for Tulsa, we have Sanzo Robinson. He's no slouch either. Over 100 yards from scrimmage, 120 all-purpose yards against Fort Worth last week, and he's got 82 all-purpose touchdowns for his career. I think we're going to see a great show through the air and on the ground, Tyler.
Really looking forward to this one. We got the nightcap here on Saturday night, Tulsa and Queen City. And I think for both teams here, Josh, they're both trying to bounce back this week with a win.
Yeah, I think both of these teams are better than their records would indicate, Queen City especially. But Tulsa, they're looking for a chance to get their first win of the season, and they have a fair one here to do it tonight.
It'll be Queen City who will receive the opening kickoff as we get going here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And here we go. We have kickoff in Tulsa. And it's Christopher Ochoa who gets the return started about his own goal line, brings it up to the 21 before being tackled. And the veteran AJ Caswell will bring his offense on to start off this football game.
Caswell, the 9-year vet, and he has had some prestige over the last 3 seasons. 14, 15, and season 13. Queen City's been a top 5 passing offense. They're off that pace this year, Tyler. Let's see if they can get back on the horse.
Caswell's going to come out under center with 4 wideouts here on his first play of the game. Back to pass, rolls out, and barely gets the pass off before being hounded by Chris Andrews.
Yeah, Andrews, he is no slouch. 4 sacks on the season, 3rd in the league at this point. And this is what you're going to have to deal with that Tulsa defense. They come at you from all directions, Andrews especially. But don't forget about Jaden Swift, the nose tackle, and also DJ Majesty at outside linebacker.
Here on second down. Come out in an offset eye, a weak eye here for the Corsairs. Handoff to the left side. There goes Jet Zero for a huge gain. He's all the way down to the 36.
One of my favorite things about watching Queen City against Atlanta last week was watching Jet Zero run through people, around people, dragging people. This guy is a beast. He could score from anywhere on the field, and he's already dragged his first customer of the night.
Bunch set here on first down. Caswell has to roll to escape pressure, but he can't get away from that one. In on the tackle is Chris Andrews, his second pressure, first sack of the night.
Yeah, Andrews getting started early. Tulsa's desperate for that first win. They're getting hungry, and they smell blood in the water at this point already, trying to put the screws to Queen City in the early goings here, Tyler.
Only 14 degrees, so every hit's going to feel a whole lot harder here this evening. Caswell back to pass, fires outside, has his man. There's Deezer Powell on the reception. The rest of the Queen City Corsair offensive lineup goes as follows. We've mentioned Caswell a couple times now. He's the QB. Jet Zero, the running back. Haba Kerbal is the rookie fullback. 3 outstanding wide receivers. We mentioned Deezer Powell on the last catch. Christopher Ochoa and Chris Curtis round out the wide receiving core. And it's James Matthews Jr. who's their tight end. Caswell back to pass here on third down, over the left side, caught, and we may see a late hit penalty to add on more yards.
Yeah, Powell, 65 career touchdowns. That's good for 9th all time. And as we get the call here, this is a guy you've got to get going if you're AJ Caswell. Your wide receivers have not necessarily been stagnant, Tyler, but they've only got 1 receiving touchdown from their wide receiving core so far. That belongs to Chris Curtis. It's time to get some other guys involved.
And they're trying to get Deezer Powell up and going here as it's Nate Heslip who gets tagged with the late hit penalty. And now Queen City into Tulsa for the first time this evening. They'll go first down and 10 from the 34. Caswell back to pass again here for the Corsairs. Tries to find Jet Zero on the dump off, but he leads him a little bit too far, incomplete.
A little bit too far, got rid of the ball a little too late also. But when you run that single back personnel, you got to be a little bit faster. He had all kinds of time to get rid of that. Just needs to let it rip a little sooner.
Second and 10 here for the Corsairs. They come out in the power I formation. Only 7 men in the box here for Tulsa. Maybe expecting something near size. A linebacker shift over. There'll be a handoff to the outside for Jet Zero. Has a couple of blocks, but is taken down after a gain of 3. 3rd and 7 upcoming.
And this is what I want to see. The second and long, even in a situation like this, get Jet Zero the ball. You want to get him at least 20 carries. You want him and his repercussive elements to make an impact in this game, both figuratively and literally.
Caswell back to pass here on 3rd down, steps in the pocket, fires deep down the middle, and it's deflected away by Ricky Thornton. Fantastic coverage from the Desperados, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Thornton, the newcomer in this defense. Second-year player, played at Jacksonville last year. Has come on to this Tulsa defense and makes a contribution earlier in this game. Nice defense by Ricky Thornton.
Meanwhile, in the game going over on LSN, thanks to Guy Clausen in chat, Colin Hart has 3 rushing touchdowns for the Sioux Falls Sparrows as they try and get off their 0-3 slide to start the season. James Troll on to take the long 47-yard field goal. It's up and good, his longest of the season.
And this is the benefit of having a contract kicker, somebody that can gain some attributes, gain some ability, some length over the course of the season, over the course of his career. Money from 47 yards. That's not a given with every kicker in this league, Tyler.
Definitely not. Seen a couple today already get blocked, so good job there by the Corsair special teams, and they'll go ahead and kick this one off to Tulsa. Gabriel Manning stands about his 2-yard line to receive the return. Cuts upfield. He lost the football, and Queen City falls on it at the 23-yard line.
Well, if you're wondering why Tulsa's 0-3, here's a good example. A lot of mental mistakes at taking your first touch of the football and dumping it on the ground, letting Queen City come up with it and giving them prime field position to boot. Not a great start for the Desperados, needless to say.
Gabriel Manning has sure hands most of the time. That time was just great defense as they punch out the football, and Queen City is right back near the red zone, Josh.
And this is where you want to give Jet Zero the ball. Let him work his magic, his majesty of this Tulsa defense. That's all you got to do. Just hand him the ball.
Power I here on first down on the 23-yard line. Jet Zero gets the call on the outside, gets a nice little hole, and then is taken down after a good run of 9. Run the football is right, Josh.
Yeah, I love when I see 3 backs in the backfield. I know a lot of teams don't do it because that second tight end is not always a contract player. But this is fun. That's how you get the run game going. You find your star, you get him some blocks, and you let him do the rest when he's 6 or 7 yards downfield.
And with one play, they're right back into the end zone for the first time tonight. Jet Zero, another call, another good run. He's down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Corsairs.
And I think if you're Queen City, you want to get Jet Zero about 20 carries. He had a long touchdown run against Atlanta, and it didn't come right away. There's a lot of no gains, a couple negatives, but you need to get him volume for him to be successful. And this is exactly where you want to do it.
Caswell's going to go in the gun here on 1st and goal from the 7. Going to dump it out for Jet Zero underneath, and Jet Zero is going to fight forward for a couple yards before being tackled by the rookie, Julian Valliere.
Trying a different way to get Zero some space there on the swing pass, and that was a little more executed better than the last time we saw it, Tyler. Still ran into some teal jerseys there, but got some positive yardage out of it.
Outside linebacker creeping up on the defensive line is expecting run. They do run with Jet Zero, and he has a huge hole to walk right into the end zone. Touchdown, zone, Queen City.
And Jet Zero sleeping on that ball. And it looks like they're sleeping on this Tulsa defense a little bit too. Watch this run. Does anybody touch him before he gets into the end zone? One hand there when he's 2 yards in. This is a little too easy for Queen City. Tulsa's defense needs to buck up here. This is going to be a long evening for them.
So a quick 6-play, 23-yard drive results in a Jet Zero 5-yard scamper for the end zone. James Troll on to take the extra point. Snap spot. That one is good. Queen City jumps out to a 10-0 lead.
Very strong start. Look, Queen City is better than their 1-2 record. They played really well against Atlanta. I thought they should have won that game last week. They did win against Fort Worth. That's a team that Tulsa lost to last week. And they've got the talent. And I think they've done some other things schematically to take them out of the game. Hand it to Jet Zero is a winning play for them. I need to see more of that.
Gabriel Manning on his second return of the night has better control of the football this time and will hold on to it as he's tackled to the ground to the 26-yard line. And this is where we'll finally see JQ, the rookie, come out for his first drive here, Ryan.
Yeah, and Gabriel Manning is a good returner. You wouldn't know it from that first return, but he held onto the ball, got pretty good field position for his offense. Let's see what the rookie can do on his first offensive series.
My bad, Josh. I'm used to having Ryan Yosef up here in the booth with me. I gotta remember that Josh Zirkle is here alongside me. That's a nice little pass over the middle to Corey Jones for an immediate first down.
Yeah, Corey Jones, he had a touchdown last week, the 9th-year veteran. This is a guy that knows how to get the game going, get everybody in a rhythm. Corey Jones over the middle. Look at all that real estate. Just drop that dime right in there. Going to Corey Jones, a great way to start for JQ here.
Definitely starting on the right foot. JQ leads all rookies in passing yards coming into week 4, looking to continue picking up the yards where he can get them tonight. Back to pass again for Q. He's going to dump out to one of his tailbacks underneath on the far side of the field, and he's able to pick up 7 yards before Sanzo Robinson is taken out of bounds. JQ is the quarterback. Sanzo Robinson is the tailback. Corey Jones, DJ Hume, and Gabriel Manning make up the wide receiving core. And Viva La France, Jason France is the rookie tight end. We also can't forget Finley James and Michael Porter, the center and guard, respectively, that make up this great Tulsa offensive line. Another jump off out there to Sanzo, and Sanzo's able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, is that 3 straight throws to start this drive and this game for JQ? I love that they're not shying away from the rookie erraticism that we see. He threw a few picks last week, 4 as a matter of fact, against Fort Worth. I mean, this guy's a gunslinger in every sense of the word, and I'm not just talking about the sticker on his helmet.
Played with Tacoma last year in the minor leagues, was the 5th overall pick in the last draft. Blitz coming here for Queen City, and Q is able to dump it off to Corey Jones for a good pickup of 5.
Jones again finding that out route, and I really like what I'm seeing out of JQ so far. Last week against Fort Worth, they took a lot of needless shots down the field, a lot of errant passes over the middle, basically passes that are bound to get picked off. Much more conservative throwing the football so far, and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing.
4-4 to start the drive here for Q. Quick drop, holds on to the football, deep ball over the middle, and what a catch!
Wow.
And Tulsa marches down the field. It's Jason France.
Yeah, France, the rookie, 6'7", 280, and he needed every inch of that 6'7" frame to come down with this ball. Look at this contested catch. Has to get it at its highest point. He takes a hit. He doesn't care. He's moved his team down the field. They are knocking on the door, Tyler.
Knocking on the doors right just outside the red zone here on this first down with under 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. 4-3 look here from Queen City, and Tulsa lines up in the eye. 5-step drop from Q. Pressure coming. Steps up underneath and caught by Gabriel Manning, and it's back-to-back first downs, and they're right outside the 10-yard line.
That was a great catch by Manning. That was also a great block by Royal Hawkins, the fullback, the non-contract player. Managed to pick up the blitz coming out of the B gap. It kept Q on his feet long enough to deliver that throw.
You having an outstanding start to the football game. 6 of 6 on his first drive of the evening. Delayed handoff up the middle for Sanzo Robinson, but he's going to go absolutely nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Robinson also is another one of those guys that needs volume. I think he functions better in space as opposed to a guy like Jet Zero who could just run over people. Robinson's more of a dancer, a Fred Astaire to Jet Zero's Undertaker. Give him a little more space. Running him on the draw, probably not the best way to do that.
That was Robinson's first touch for rushing yards, resulted in 0 yards gained. Q back to pass, pressure coming, and that's going to be his first incompletion as the pressure was applied with extreme prejudice by Jeff Duffy.
Duffy getting after it again. 6'5", 300 pounds. How'd you like to have that guy laying on you, Tyler? 95 and a half career sacks. That is third best all time. This is a wily veteran. You do not want him in your face on the field or anywhere else for that matter.
It's only 14 degrees. That can't feel good at all. Q back to pass again here on third down. 5 wide. Pass to the right. Intercepted and going the other way. It's picked by Queen City in the red zone. King Jamal with the pick.
Outstanding read by Jamal. Look at this. Lets the guy go and plays the area over the crossing route and is nearly off to the races. Very fortunate that DJ Hube caught him from behind, but what a terrible blow for JQ, who was looking so great on that first drive, only to give away the store with that pass.
JQ unfortunately led all rookies in interceptions coming into the week, and there's his first one of the night. AJ Caswell comes out with 5 wide receivers on this first down, has to escape pressure, and it's a pick by Tulsa, going the other way. Both quarterbacks trade picks, and Tulsa's right back in business.
And that's Ricky Thornton again, making his presence felt. Queen City had finally a chance to, capitalize on a turnover. And Caswell should not be throwing this ball. Doesn't set his feet. He's doing like a little dance move out there. And Thornton just jumps up and catches the ball out of traffic. Nice move. You can see Chris Curtis diving in futility. Cannot come up with the ball. Ricky Thornton does. And Tulsa has second life here after an errant interception of theirs just a few minutes earlier, Tyler.
3 turnovers all in the ball game. 1 coming off of a kick return, and then 2 interceptions just in the last 30 seconds. JQ back to pass is going to find the outright on the near side. That one's cut by Gabriel Manning for a gain of 3.
Nice catch and a toe touch, staying in bounds. Is this Q returning to the rhythm that we saw earlier? I like the play call and I like the poise, but you notice he set his feet, didn't try to force anything, and that's what you want to see out of your rookie quarterback.
So a very power run looking formation. Looks like 4 tight ends in the formation. It's going to be a swing pass out there for Sanzo Robinson. He's only able to pick up 3.
Yeah.
Jeff Duffy, Digger Graves, and Tina McGinn and David Tilley make up the defensive line for Queen City. Sean Moore, Jared Crow, and Jamu Afolabi make up the linebackers. Farrell Rains and Ted Haynes are the cornerbacks. Keppa Jones, Albert Begin, and King Jamal with the interception are the safeties.
And I think all those guys tackled Robinson on that last play.
Q pump swamps, fires far side, and nearly picked off again. That time, Keppa Jones gets his mitts on that one.
Kappa 6'2", 208, had to stretch a little bit to get to that ball, but was very similar to the interception that we just saw. Look, he's reading the quarterback, knows where the receiver is, manages to climb up to the heavens and get a finger on this football. He's very fortunate. I should say JQ is very fortunate. He didn't get any more than that.
Now here on 4th down on the 26, you're in field goal range, and so Tulsa's going to trot out Judah Dorgan, the 2-year kicker, on to attempt what looks to be a 43-yard attempt from the left hash.
And you'd like to see him get 7 here, but you're getting points on the board. You're going to make it a 1-score game. It's all in all a positive drive for Tulsa.
Snap spot kick is up, and it is good. Tulsa come back with a field goal of their own. They're down 10-3.
And now Queen City has an opportunity to put even more distance here between them and Tulsa. AJ Caswell, Jet Zero. Again, I think Zero, you want to manage his volume to some extent. You don't want to wear him out here in the first half, especially if you want him to close the game in a lead situation in the fourth quarter. But be smart about it. Hubba Kimbrell is available to run the ball also. He's not had a lot of volume this year, but he's a guy that I think this is the type of game where you'd want to work him in and maybe get him a few carries if that's in the game plan for you.
Turn begins about 1 yard deep in the end zone, and he's absolutely rocked. Ochoa goes down to the turf, and he's down at the 24-yard line. Visit the all-new SFL League website at www.simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. Links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,400 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And it's going to be a dump off. And he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 4.
Jaden Swift, the nose tackle, had a TFL last week at 6'2", 290. You know, you're saying you may not want these guys hitting you in this cold weather, but maybe AJ Caswell just wants somebody to snuggle up with and warm up. I don't know.
Offset eye here on 2nd and 14 on their own 20-yard line. Deep drop from Caswell, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 10. Huge sack, his second of the day from Chris Andrews.
And Andrews swinging for the fences there. I think if we see the replay here, you're going to see Kimbrell totally whiff on the block, not paying attention to anything. And then the offensive lineman, oh, pardon me, monsieur. Let me show you to your table. That was the tackle, Jamison Cool. That was very not cool, letting your quarterback take a hit like that.
3rd and a country mile here for Queen City. Caswell drops back to pass over the middle to a wide open receiver, and it's caught. Chris Curtis, and they convert on 3rd and 24.
Outstanding play at just the right time for Curtis, wide open in the middle of the field. Curtis has the only wide receiver receiving touchdown so far this season, and you can see why. He's got an ability to get open, and he really bailed out A.J. Caswell. It would have been a disastrous drive up to that point.
To respond to A.J. Caswell, country mile is, give or take, or maybe a little bit longer, as Curtis gets his second reception in as many plays. That time picks up 9.
Yeah, country, he's a country boy. So, I mean, that could be a situation worth looking at also. Curtis, again, finally he's getting going with his back-to-back catches there. 55 career touchdowns for Curtis, good for 18th all time.
2nd and 1 here for the Corsairs after at one point being backed up all the way to their own 9-yard line, and Jet Zero is met in the backfield by a gang of desperados led by Espin Royale.
Probably a good idea to go back to the run after back-to-back passes when your offensive line had been failing you against that Tulsa front seven, but I don't like the call on 2nd and short. You have that free down, take a shot at the end zone, take a shot downfield. Don't just run for the first down.
Deep drop here from Caswell, has plenty of time, and it's picked off! Going the other way, he is gone! DJ Majesty! Touchdown, Desperados!
Yeah, resuscitate that ball. That ball's a goner, DJ Majesty. You just took it to the house. Outstanding catch and run by the 8-year veteran. Look at him just size this thing up. And this is a linebacker. This guy's 6'4", 245, and nobody can catch him. He's off to the races. An outstanding play at just the right time for the Desperados.
DJ Majesty gets his 4th pick of his career and his first one of the season.
Oh my goodness, that guy could move.
Think of a big guy like that. Extra points up and good. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Welcome back to Tulsa. I mistakenly said it was the 2-minute warning. That was actually a very jam-packed first quarter, as it's a whole new ball game. We're all knotted back up at 10 apiece.
It's the 11-minute warning. It's all good.
There we go. There we go. 11 minutes until halftime. There we go.
That felt like a full half of football, I'm telling you.
Yeah, lots of great plays by both teams as Ochoa's return nets 1 yard positive as he's taken down at the 21-yard line.
And now Queen City, after that feat of athleticism from DJ Majesty, has to saunter back out on the field and scrape some offense together. And I like this. 3 guys in the backfield. I wonder what they're doing here, Tyler.
See, they show run, they go run. Jet Zero outside, shrugs off a tackler, but then is swarmed by the Desperados as he's only able to pick up 3.
And I think it's saving grace here is that even after that pick 6, you are still tied, obviously still in this game, obviously still within your game plan. You can still run your offense. You don't have to do anything crazy here except, I don't know, stop giving the ball to the other team.
Offset eye behind Caswell here on second down. And Zero onto the outside again, only able to pick up 3 before being brought down.
And you're keeping the offense on schedule. Go ahead, Tyler. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. Chris Andrews, Jaden Swift, and Berto DeMora make up the defensive line. Jonel Ritter, DJ Majesty, and Espen Royale, the linebackers. Got Nate Heslop, Julian Valier, and Chris Andrews. Check that. Carmen Shaw is the quarterbacks, and then Ricky Thornton, Jorge Torres are the safeties. 2-step drop from Caswell on third down, and he's sacked again! This Tulsa defense is forcing Queen City to play from behind, and that sack goes to Jaden Swift.
This is outstanding pressure by this Tulsa defense. Look at the spin move. Puts him in the spin cycle. It gets to the quarterback. This is immensely better than what we saw last week against Fort Worth. Tulsa has come to play tonight, and A.J. Caswell is bearing the brunt of this Tulsa defense so far.
To quote Herb Brooks, you don't defend them, you attack them. And Tulsa is doing just that as the punt's away. And Gabriel Manning will just call for a fair catch at his own 42.
Yeah, prudent fair catch there by Manning. And now Tulsa, I feel like, has all the momentum so far of this game. And now what's JQ going to do? Are we going to see that prudent passing that we saw for most of that first drive? Or are they going to take a shot down the field? Or is he going to rookie out and show us why he's leading not only just rookies, Tyler, but also the league in interceptions right now?
You back to pass, a deep drop, pressure coming to the outside, and it's knocked away. King Jamal deflects that one as we get an injury update about Chris Curtis. Injured himself on the last drive, and he's going to be out for the rest of the game.
And that's a serious blow for Queen City in a situation where they really did not need any more bad news. And now it comes up to Deezer Powell and Christopher Ochoa, and Ochoa only has 5 receptions on the year so far. Well, worry about that when Queen City gets the ball back.
Offset eye here on second down after the incompletion. Q back to press. Pressure coming. Jason France with an incredible turning, jumping catch for 8 yards.
You know how some tight ends, you talk about catch radius? I think Jason France is putting himself into that conversation. These erratic balls flying over the heads of mere mortal tight ends do not seem to be causing an issue for the rookie tight end, Jason France.
Queen City showing pressure, and they come with the blitz. Sanzo Robinson shoulders a man at the 42 and will end up at the 39.
Outstanding run by Sanzo Robinson. Look at this. He's like, no, sir. Shucking the defender, and that does finally go down, but what a run. That just shows you how much Tulsa is in control of this game and the football right now.
Also putting together a solid drive here in the second corner. Q in the gun with Robinson off to his left. Back to pass over the middle, and that one's hauled in for a good catch. And Tulsa's going to go right into the hurry-up.
And why not? If this is working for you, you got the defense on your heels, get after him.
Another passing play here for Tulsa. Another pass over the middle. That's hauled in by Corey Jones again. And it'll be 3rd and 4 upcoming. 2 short pass plays, need a longer one here. Q again, back to pass, pressure coming from the middle, and he's able to get the ball off before he's taken down by Tina Begin.
And great play by Begin, not only sacking the quarterback, but also giving her her defense a chance to huddle and catch their collective breath. And Q got away with a pass that went high and a pass that went low. Did not get away with that third pass, and now I could see Judah Dorgan coming on to kick this one.
So here comes Dorgan on to attempt a 50-yarder. He's hit from 52 earlier in the season. So we'll see if he can make this one count and put Tulsa in the lead. Snap, spot, kick is up and on its way. It is good! Tulsa take the lead in the second quarter. It's 13-10.
And Desperado Nation's got to be thrilled right now with the way that their day started. Gabriel Manning fumbling that kickoff return. And now look at them now. They're leading this game, and they've got a chance to put the screws to Queen City now with the defense that they've been playing. If you're a Desperado fan, you got to be feeling really good right now.
2 for 2 on the night for Dorgan as he continues to be perfect here on the season. Turn starts about 3 yards deep in the end zone for Ochoa. Ochoa tries to bounce underneath, tries to shake off a tackler, but is eventually brought down at the 21-yard line. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. Offset single back here for the Corsairs on first down. Caswell steps up, and he's picked up again! And back into the red zone! Go Tulsa!
This is unbelievable. This is really just not what I expected to see here, and that's Cameron Shaw who makes that interception. And watch it here. He's playing the man, and then finally turns, and look, there's the football, and nearly takes it back to the house before Queen City manages to tackle him.
It looked like he was on man coverage against Ochoa and then just left the coverage and jumped the route to pick off AJ Caswell for the 3rd interception of the night for that Tulsa defense. So Tulsa immediately in the red zone at the 12-yard line. Sanzo Robinson right behind Q here on first down. Deep drop from Q. Pass over the middle is deflected away. And surprisingly, no time's going to stop here. But Q and the Desperados are going to go right to the hurry up.
Interesting decision. Also interesting that they would throw it in that spot at that location.
Another deep drop. Tries it again. And Corey Jones can't haul it in. The linebacker got his hands on it. And again, they go to the hurry up here, Josh.
I don't understand the logic. Give the ball to Sanzo. Run some time off the clock. You have the lead. What's the hurry?
Another pass play from Q. Tries to find underneath. Has Jason France. And France gets the first down. They're within 2 yards of the end zone. And they'll go into the hurry up.
I'll be stunned if they throw it here.
Corsairs are all confused with the defensive secondary, and that'll have Sanzo Robinson walk it in for a 2-yard score. Touchdown, Tulsa!
And they got Robinson as close as they could before they finally decided to run the ball. Jason France bails out what looked like a really interesting drive. And then on 1st and goal, Sanzo right up the middle. That's good for 6, 9 times out of 10, I'd say.
Sanzo Robinson, that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. And Tulsa looking to go up by 10 at one point, being down 10 themselves. They have flipped the script here, Josh.
Really impressive. And Tulsa, when you're winless and you're looking for that first win of the season, and then you fumble the kickoff when you're supposed to get your first drive of the game going, most teams would just fold up the 10 at that point. Most teams would just roll over and say on to next week. But Tulsa has not done that. They've seized control of this game. They have put AJ Caswell on his heels. They've got him throwing interceptions. Very similar to what happened the last time these two teams met. This was last year when Tulsa won 38-16. Caswell threw 3 interceptions, and they held Jet Zero to 16 yards and no touchdowns, and they seem to be on their way to a similar performance with a similar result tonight.
Now here comes AJ Caswell and the Queen City offense. After going field goal touchdown to start the game, they've gone 3 drives with an interception and 1 punt. So they're going to need to turn things around. They go to the power I here on first down to start the change. Handoff, Zero to the left side. He's able to pick up a couple yards before being brought down.
Jason Williams for Fort Worth last week had 17 rushes for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns against this exact same defense, Tyler. If Jason Williams was playing today, I don't think he'd be getting positive yardage at all at this point. This Tulsa front 7 has just been lights out so far.
8 men in the box here for Tulsa to counter the run. Jet Zero goes and faces them head on, picks up 2 before being brought down.
And again, outstanding play. It looks like Cameron Shaw was in on the tackle there, and he will come up and play some run defense. And if you're Queen City right now, you've got to think, what do I do? Do I put the ball back in the air with my quarterback, who has been playing like the rookie, not like the guy that we expected, the 9-year veteran?
Caswell back to pass here on third down over the middle to a wide open receiver. That's hauled in by the backup. Mick Weimer taking over for Chris Curtis after he went out with that injury.
Yeah, and Mick Weimer enjoying his moment in the sun. 6 foot, 200 pounds, the stock non-contract player, if you will. And I'm glad somebody is making a contribution to this offense in the absence of Chris Curtis.
Offset I, power formation here for the Corsairs. It'll be handoff to Jones, who stiff arms a man, but he's only going to pick up 1 after that. Meanwhile, the game going on LSN. Mexico City charges back after Sioux Falls at one point looked to be up 28-7. Mexico City has stormed back with 28 unanswered.
That's a ridiculous halftime score.
Definitely. Handoff, Zero shakes off a tackle in the backfield, but he isn't going to get away from the rest of the Desperados. It's Shaw and company on the tackle.
Yeah, just unbelievable what we're seeing. Chris Andrews, Majesty, Cameron Shaw. Everybody's taking turns tackling Jet Zero at this point. I wonder if Judah Dorgan's going to come in and take a shot from the free safety spot a little later.
4 wideouts on 3rd and 11 here for the Corsairs. Caswell steps in the pocket, is going to run it himself, and then just going to slide after a 2-yard pickup. Long way from the first down, and so we'll see the punting unit come on for Queen City.
Hard to fault at quarterback for self-preservation there, but obviously that is a disappointing drive. But at least Queen City does survive long enough to punt the football away, as opposed to just having it wrenched from their possession and watching them run down the field with it.
So Greg Morrison punts it away to Gabriel Manning, who's able to take it in at the 30 and get 4 yards on the return.
Now, what do you do here if you're Tulsa? Do you give it back to Sanzo Robinson? Do you try and close out the 4:23 left here in the second half? Do you keep JQ in a rhythm? Do you maybe take a shot down the field? You've got a 10-point lead to play with here. Not something you want to be light with on the cusp of your first win of the season, but I'm curious to see what you do. You have all kinds of options here.
3 wideouts to start the drive. It'll be a handoff up the middle for Robinson to get this one started, and he'll pick up 3.
And they do go to Robinson on first down. And you see the stats there for Q. Not a lot of yardage, but the 1 interception, that's probably the most impressive part of that stat line.
Late handoff to Robinson. He's going to be met in the backfield by the Corsairs, taken down by David Tilley, and it's going to sit up 3rd and 8.
And this Queen City defense not going gently into that good night. They're fighting. They're going to try and get the ball back here. And at this rate, they might have 2.5, even 3 minutes to play with. And that would be long enough for them to march down the field and get some points if they're able to string a drive together.
5 wideouts here on third down for the Desperados. Q tries to hit his man. It's in and out of the hands. Falls incomplete. Fourth down, Desperados.
Yeah, that's a curious decision there by Q. When it's third down, you could just throw it away, but instead he tries to force it. And Albert Begin, the third-year pro, he had an interception on this. He has one interception on the season, excuse me, and he is right there, but he's playing the man, fortunately for JQ, and not the ball.
So we'll see Ismail Farouk on to punt this one away. He'll stand at about his 20-yard line, and Ochoa is going to be waiting about his 35-yard line to receive this. Tries to take it up to the 28. That's where he'll be stopped, and we'll see Queen City again, Josh. Not having the best of luck here as of late. Need to get something going here.
Yeah, Caswell throwing interceptions, and then when they tried to go back to Jet Zero, Tulsa front seven took him out of the game plan as well. What do you do here if you're Queen City? Maybe take a shot down the field here over the course of this drive, throw it deep, and hope for maybe an arm punt situation if Tulsa does, in fact, intercept it again.
Linebackers showing blitz for the Desperados. Jet Zero on the call, goes nowhere.
Yeah, this front seven is really bucked up. They've played really well against the run this first half. I'm incredibly impressed. I don't want to beat the drum too hard. After what I saw last week, I was not expected to see them come out and play Jet Zero the way that they had. I thought Jet Zero would be the focal point of Queen City's game plan. And right now, he's been the focus of this Tulsa defense.
Caswell hit as he throws, and that ball's going to fall incomplete. Jaden Swift provided some excellent pressure up the middle.
Yeah, and Swift, the nose tackle, I mean, he has shown amazing agility, the third-year guy. Andrews, Swift, DJ Majesty, they've all been in there in Caswell's face. And now Caswell wisely going to the shotgun here. At least he'll have a head start before these guys come into the backfield.
Caswell back to pass, pressure coming again, and that one's knocked away and incomplete. This Tulsa defense has just been a thorn in AJ Caswell's side all night tonight.
And that was Jorge Torres, the rookie, on that coverage there. An ill-advised throw, very fortunately for Caswell, found its way to the ground. And once again, Queen City will be punting the ball away. And the worst part of that drive, Tyler, is they only killed about a minute of clock. And so now Tulsa's going to get this ball back with about 2.5 minutes to play. And now they're going to have a shot at the end zone.
Manning's return starts at about his 37, takes it up to the 43-yard line. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Yes, TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, SFL Social has you covered.
Tyler, I've been looking at these great stats that AJ and Phil have been keeping for us. And the thing I noticed, DJ Hume does not have a catch. Gabriel Manning only has 2 catches. Let's see if JQ tries to get him more involved on this drive.
Toss pass to Robinson, and Robinson's able to just fight back forward to the line of scrimmage. And looking at the scoreline, you'd think that Robinson would have, a whole bunch more yards, but just a little bit behind Jet Zero's pace.
Yeah, both of these defenses playing very well. We've been tuning Tulsa's horn a little bit, but Queen City not slouching around. They've done a nice job of shutting down Sanzo Robinson, at least in the near term here.
Another hand up for Robinson. This is going to be promising. A 10-yard pickup and a first down for the Desperados.
A big
and
first down.
That's going to take us right to the 2-minute warning here in this one. Tulsa driving here late. It's 20-10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. I'm Tyler Falk with Josh Zirkle alongside me. Happy to have you along for this one. Another handoff for Robinson. Just obliterates Ricky Thornton for a gain of 5.
And Jet Zero is the power running back, or at least we thought so in this matchup. But now Sanzo Robinson is trucking a couple fools as well. Tulsa really dominating in all phases of this game right now.
Our eye here on second down for Tulsa. It'll be another handoff for Robinson out to the left side. Gets 3 before being taken down by a couple of Corsairs.
And now 3rd and 3, 3rd and medium or 3rd and short, depending on who you ask. A lot of options available to you. You still need a little more yardage if you're going to get Dorgan into field goal range. I'll be curious to see what the offensive remedy is for this field position. It might be.
You back to pass over the middle. That one's hauled in by Gabriel Manning, and it's a first down for Tulsa.
Great catch on a terrible throw.
Another passing play. Q dumps it out for Robinson on the near side. Robinson hauls it in and steps out of bounds.
Great drive coming so far. They have not had a lot of long drives. Phil's telling us the Tulsa's longest drive of the day is only 25 yards. Queen City really been setting them up with good field position over the course of this first half. And it looks like Tulsa's taken a ball that was on their own side of the field and driving it down as time is expiring here in this first half.
Current drive is set at 31 yards, so the longest drive of the football game for Tulsa. Pressure coming from the outside. Q tried to float one in there off his back foot, and he's lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Very fortunate. We like to see our quarterbacks set their feet before they get rid of the ball. And I think that was Jared Crow on the coverage, 6'4", 270. And he's got a little bit of catch radius of his own. Q very fortunate that Crow did not take points off the board with any potential pick.
3rd and 6 here for the Desperados. Q in the shotgun, back to pass, fires over the middle, and it's hauled in by Corey Jones. And another first down for Tulsa, and they take a timeout with 38 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, Q's done a really nice job of these balls that are materializing with the receivers outside of the hash marks. And I don't think that we've seen many drops of those. We were talking about his accuracy, the start that he's had. He's 14 of 24 right now. But I'm telling you, these things between the numbers and the sidelines, they've been money for him so far tonight.
Tulsa in the red zone again. Pressure coming right up the middle, is able to get the pass off, and that one is caught by Jason France for a gain of 8. And here comes Tulsa going right back to the line to catch this Queen City defense off guard. Q back to pass again, over the middle. Jason France! Viva la France! Touchdown! Tulsa, the rookie, gets his first touchdown in his SFL career.
Congratulations to Jason France, and this Queen City defense has got to be saying, Sacre bleu, we're covering this guy, and he just steps in between us and catches the ball and saunters into the end zone like he's walking down the Champs-Elysees. You got to be kidding me. Very nice job by Jason France.
Absolutely love the call there, Josh, with all the references for Mr. France to get his first ever SFL touchdown. Congratulations. And here comes Judah Dorgan on to tack on the extra point. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. Tulsa extend the lead to 17 right before the half.
And this has suddenly become a 3-score game, Tyler. Queen City's going to get this ball back, maybe run 1 or 2 plays, take a knee, and then go into the proverbial locker room for a very long and uncomfortable conversation. And I don't know what you would do at this point. Tulsa's getting pressure on your quarterback. They're getting pressure on their running back. I don't know who else you give the ball to at this point, but Queen City's got to find somebody, or this game and this lead is going to extend even longer for Tulsa.
Net of 2 yards on the return for Christopher Ochoa, and now with 19 seconds and 3 timeouts, time for a couple of deep passes, you'd think here, Josh.
Yeah, if you can get Caswell enough time to throw the ball, that's been part of the problem in most of the second quarter. is that Caswell has no time to throw. The pressure that Tulsa's been getting with just 3 and 4 guys has been too much for him to settle in and get rid of the ball.
5-step drop pass over the middle is in and out of the hands of Deezer Powell, and it'll be second down. Would have liked to have that one.
Yeah, he's got to catch that ball. In that situation, you get his team going, it's over the middle, and I know that you hear footsteps all around you, and you know you're going to take a hit, but you got to catch that ball in that situation.
We'll drop back to the line with 16 seconds to go here in the half. Queen City does have all 3 timeouts remaining. So we could see a couple more deep balls before this one concludes this half. This one is caught by Powell, and he steps out of bounds after a gain of 3. Only takes 3 ticks off the clock.
Well, economical in terms of time, as you mentioned, but not exactly what you want to see. We're trying to get the quarterbacks to come down a little bit and hopes that they bite on something closer to the line of scrimmage before you rip one downfield. I don't think it's going to work in this situation, but you got to try it.
4 wideouts on 3rd and 7. Caswell back to pass. Pressure coming, and he's wrapped up and taken down for another sack.
And that's exactly what you're dealing with. That is what you have to find an answer to, is Jaden Swift again. Jaden Swift has basically been wiping A.J. Caswell's mouth with a napkin this entire second quarter. There's nowhere for him to go. You can't throw the ball deep. You can't throw it even shallow if you can't keep Jaden Swift off of him for 3 seconds.
So Tulsa took a timeout there. We have 9 seconds to go. We'll probably see the punt run out the rest of this clock. And this will be the final play before the half. Manning takes the return from about his own 40. And we'll have 1 second remaining for Tulsa to either just kneel it out or maybe try a Hail Mary.
I mean, I would try kneeling it. I don't think they've knelt a ball all season long. Just try it on, see how it feels. You got a 17-point lead. What's the worst that could happen?
Here comes Tulsa to the line. They're going to go into the Hail Mary formation. Here with 1 second to go, you have the lead, so you're playing with house money. You back to pass, pressure coming, escapes one, but isn't going to escape those 2. It's a combined sack for the Corsairs to end the half. And Tulsa maybe should have rethought that, especially when you got a rookie quarterback out there. Probably not good for his health.
And Kappa Jones nearly obliterated him, came off the line untouched. Incredible agility by JQ to avoid that contact. That could have been very serious had that happened. One of the few missteps that we've seen from this Queen City defense. They've been in a hole. They've been trying to defend short fields the entire first half. Let's see if their offense could bail them out here in the second half.
Looks like the booth says we're just going to go right back into this one. And so welcome back to Tulsa. I'm just getting back here from the buffet table, expecting a little bit of a halftime. But we're going to go right back into this one, right back to the third quarter. And Queen City will kick off to Tulsa to begin the second half.
And this might be a better thing for Queen City. The defense has been playing relatively well. Like we said, they've been defending a lot of short fields, which is why Tulsa has 27 points right now. But if they could get a stop, a 3 and out, or maybe a 4 and 5 and out, and get their offense the ball back with a little bit of momentum, they could change the complexion of this game.
So Tulsa having a really good day today. 0-3 on the season, but as we mentioned here earlier, Josh, this Tulsa team is better on paper than they have proven to be so far.
Absolutely. You can say that about both teams.
Robinson gets the call here on first down, is able to pick up 2 yards.
And I like the decision to go back to Robinson, get him some volume. 10 attempts in the first half. And really, you'd like to see him with about 20 to 25 carries over the course of the game, to say nothing of his passing. He's got 4 catches already also. So you really want to get him in that 25 to 30 touch range over the course of the game, and that's a good way to get at it.
Deep drop from Q over the middle. That's hauled in again. Jason France with another catch over the middle.
And this is getting ridiculous. France is just a human cheat code at this point. Look at him just jump over this group of defenders. There's 3 guys there, and he just goes up and gets the ball like Bill Murray playing against those kids on the basketball court in Rushmore. This is just ridiculous. It's not supposed to be this easy.
He has the most receiving yards on his team, close to 80 yards now for the rookie tight end out of Memphis. The handoff up the middle for Robinson, shoulders one, and then is taken to the ground after a gain of 5.
And that's what you love to see when you're running the offense, is those 5-yard carries on first down. Keep you on schedule, get you to 2nd and 5, 3rd and short, and then before you know it, you've got yourself another first down, and Sanzo doing his part to keep this drive going.
A good play on 2nd down sets up a 2nd and 5, and they come out in identical formation. 8 men in the box. 9 men in the box for Queen City, as this time Robinson is wrapped up in the backfield.
It was a lot, and that's the danger when you go to those 14 personnel grouping. You have 1 running back and 4 tight ends. The problem is you make it so much easier for Queen City to get all their players to the line, and that's exactly what happens. Sean Moore gets into your backfield and takes your lunch money. There's nothing you can do about it.
It'll be 3rd and 9 for JQ and the Desperados offense. It's going to come on a gun with 5 wideouts. Queen City back off in the dime package. Q trying to escape pressure, throws underneath that. It takes a wild bounce off of a helmet and falls incomplete.
Again, a fortunate result there for JQ, that ball going into complete, trying to chuck a ball into traffic. And when you're a rookie, you don't always realize you can't make these throws. And if you're not going to Jason France, which he wasn't there, I think that was Corey Jones. No, excuse me, that was DJ Hume, trying to get Hume his first catch of the game. And obviously that did not work out for anybody involved.
Ball was squeezed between a helmet and a shoulder pad and just squirted out there at the end of the play. And so now we'll see Ismail Farouk on for the punt.
And Queen City's defense did exactly what they wanted. They didn't give up a lot of field position, and they got their offensive ball back.
Ochoa immediately met on the return, stopped at the 19-yard line. This defense for Tulsa here, Josh, has 6+ sacks on the night, really just forcing AJ Caswell and company to make some interesting decisions.
Yeah, and when you take time and space away from any quarterback, it doesn't matter if it's a 9-year veteran or a rookie, they're going to have a hard time throwing the ball. They're going to have a hard time running the offense, and you can't say enough about the job Tulsa's front seven's done tonight.
Jet Zero has some room there that's quickly closed down after a gain of 5 taken down.
And Zero,
Thornton makes the tackle.
You saw Zero hit the 50-yard mark, which is actually pretty good considering where we are here in the third quarter. But it's taken him 14 carries to do it. He's got about 4.1 yards a carry. And really, I'm amazed that he's doing that well.
Caswell all alone in the gun, fires underneath on the slant pattern, has Christopher Ochoa, and that has enough for a first down.
And I believe that is Ochoa's first reception of the game, and it's nice to see him finally get involved in the offense. And the Tulsa defense ran a loop around the right side of the line. It would be, I guess, it'd be the offense's left side. And that was a big reason why that pressure didn't get there in time, and Caswell was able to deliver the ball.
Caswell back to pass again, fires over the middle. That one's hauled in for a nice catch. And Deezer Powell goes back-to-back for first downs for Queen City.
Man, Deezer Powell celebrating his sure-handedness there, and why not? You'll see the ball. Look at the way that ball is coming into Powell's hands. That looks like a squib kick. So maybe Powell's catch there a little more impressive than we originally gave him credit for.
Matt Wilson will call that a duck. And fortunately for Caswell, duck season is not in season. Jet Zero gets the call here to the near side. He'll pick up 3 before being taken down.
And that looks like that was, I didn't see the number on that tackle, but again, Jet Zero, you want to keep feeding him at this point. He's not getting you big yards, but he's getting you positive yards.
3 wideouts here on 2nd and 7 from the 47. Caswell back to pass. Over the middle has his man. That's hauled in and good for a first down. James Matthews Jr. with the reception.
Yeah, the fourth year starting tight end, 6'7", 265. And I think that is his first reception of the game as well. This Queen City offense finally starting to come alive and get the receivers into the game.
Offset eye here on this first down. Caswell, 5-step drop, pressure from the middle. That's caught over the middle and into the red zone goes Queen City. And it's Matthew Jr. again.
And Tulsa getting the ball to Jason France. Caswell says, hey, I've got a 6'7" tight end also. His name is James Matthew Jr. And Matthew lays out a little bit to get that ball, takes a little contact as well. But it's all worthwhile. Queen City now in the red zone.
Caswell 5 for 5 on this drive and passing. That last one good for 27 yards. Thanks to Phil Koss, one of our statisticians for the evening. Jet Zero on the call. He has blockers on their side.
Blocked.
Jet Zero is gone to the house. Touchdown, Queen City.
And exactly what Queen City needed. You can see the block by Kimbrell. Kimbrell hung him out to dry a little earlier. Gets a big block right there. And it's a race to the pylon. And Jet Zero is victorious. And now Queen City looking like they actually could make some noise in the second half here. The extra point would make this a 10-point game.
So Queen City goes 7 plays, 82 yards, and finishes it off with a 16-yard scamper from Jet Zero. James Troll comes on to attempt the extra point to put Queen City back within 10. Snap spot kick is up, and it is good. Queen City back within 10. It's 27-17.
And I see some comments in the chat. What a pretty drive. That comment coming from Jason France, as a matter of fact. That was a pretty drive. 7 plays, 82 yards. I think that's the longest drive we've had for either team tonight. And that just goes to show what Queen City could do and what Caswell could do when they take care of the football. And now it's up to Tulsa to respond. JQ probably feeling the sting a little bit of watching the score narrow. And now it's going to be up to their offense to at least gain some field position, if not some points.
Nice return is going to net 8 yards positive, so a good return there from the Desperados, and they're going to go right back to work. Last time they had to punt the football away, and Queen City was able to capitalize with a touchdown, so Tulsa needs to keep the pressure on.
I see Royal Hawkins, a fullback, is checked back in.
5-step drop from Q. Pressure coming from Queen City, and it's knocked away. Impressive athleticism from the Corsairs cornerback, Ted Haynes.
And Haynes has 3 interceptions on the season and nearly had number 4 right there. The second-year player, 6 foot, 200 pounds. And it just goes to show they finally got JQ some time to throw the football. And the pressure was not there, but the defense in the secondary absolutely was.
I formation behind Q on second down. Another 5-step drop from Q. Pass over the middle, hauled in by Manning right at the sticks, but they'll mark him a yard shy. 3rd and 1 here for the Desperados.
Yeah, great catch for Manning in traffic there. And finally got, I would say, a high leverage catch. It's not certainly his first catch, but a spot where he gets his team a chance to move the chains a little bit. Didn't quite get the first down, but they're very close here.
2 wideouts top of your screen here on 3rd down. I'll go with the pass. Dumps it near side, caught by the receiver. Enough for first down yardage. That's going to be Brandon Williams, the reserve tight end.
And Williams, he's been getting a lot of snaps today with those the multi-tight end formation. And he sees out route. It's like, oh, just not going to cover me? I'm a non-contract player? Is that how you're going to disrespect me? And gets his team a first down.
Here comes Tulsa Good start to the drive on getting their first down of the drive. Now they got 3 wideouts and a split back formation here on their second first down of the drive. Q pumps once, fires over the middle into traffic, and that's going to fall incomplete. Pass intended for DJ Hume.
Those are the throws that JQ makes that actually make my toes curl up a little bit. Those ones between the hash marks, they don't seem to be, when you throw the out routes and the slant routes, you can put them in a spot where only your guy can catch them. When you throw the balls over the middle like that, they're up for grabs, and that's where the interceptions happen.
3 wideouts here on second down from their own 44-yard line. Q back to pass, floats it far side, caught, and that time that's going to be hauled in for a gain of 5. Gabriel checked that Corey Jones and on the reception.
Yeah, and Jones, again, like I said, you put your guy catches it or it's an incomplete. Those are not exciting passes, but they do move the chains and they help protect the ball, which is features that you want, especially when you have a rookie quarterback who's now feeling a little heat with his 17-point lead, now a 10-point lead.
You back to pass, wrapped up in the backfield for a sack. Queen City applies the pressure. Only had 1 sack in the entirety of the first half. They just doubled their tally here.
And David Tilley putting some body weight on JQ. Trying to have that offense feel the weight of the Queen City defense. And again, they get their offensive stop and a chance for Caswell to narrow the gap yet again.
Ochoa gets the return started from about his 20 and then is able to get up to the 24-yard line. Queen City had a nice-looking drive last time around. Josh, can they do the same thing here?
Oh, absolutely they can. It just comes down to protection. Can you give Caswell the time he needs to throw the ball? And if not, can you give Jet Zero a block or two where he can make something happen? I don't believe that Tulsa, as well as they're playing right now, I don't believe they can keep Jet Zero down for 4 whole quarters. And we'll see what happens on this drive.
And Zero up the middle, fights through his offensive lineman, is able to pick up 3 before the Desperados can contain him.
And Zero now sitting at 72 yards on 15 carries. That average creeping up. He was at 4.1 a little bit ago, and now he's at 4.8. The Jet Zero effect is working in a positive way for Queen City right now.
Another handoff for Zero, this time near side, and a good move for the defender to get off his block and take down Jet Zero in the backfield. Jonell Ritter, the rookie, showing some veteran-like talent.
And that'll put a dent in the average, but Jonell Ritter, 6'4", 255. That's his 5th TFL of the season, I believe. He was 21st in the league coming into the week for TFL. This is a guy who knows how to get in the backfield, and you saw it there.
Cover 1 looking here for Tulsa. Caswell pumps once, tipped up in the air, and that one's going to fall harmlessly to the turf. DJ Majesty denies Queen City a first down.
Yeah, in Majesty last week, I looked at him as more of a big hitter, a guy who could put a lick on somebody, a short tackler, a truck stick kind of guy, and now he's almost playing like a strong safety. That had the interception, and now the pass deflected. Just a complete player. You can't say enough about DJ Majesty.
Manning starts his return at about the 35, is able to take it up to the 43-yard line. Meanwhile, the game will going over on LSN. Sioux Falls comes right back into it. They only are down by 3 late into the 4th quarter as they try to get off the schneid. 0-3 to start for the first time in team history, looking for their first win this week.
Sioux Falls is 0-3, really?
Sioux Falls is 0-3, not something we've ever heard or seen in the SFL in their long history. Lineman's going to get caught off sides to start this drive, and so Tulsa's going to get a free play at a free 5 yards.
And that was something Queen City did quite a bit last week. We saw that defense jump off sides quite a bit. And in fact, in a pivotal 2-point conversion, they jumped off sides, giving their opponents a chance to basically ice the game up for them. I hate to see their discipline lapse in a similar way with how they've been able to sort of dig themselves out of a 17-point hole, or at least are in the midst of digging themselves out of that hole. They're not out of it yet.
Oh, we're running formation. They're going to pass out of it. They get him completely off guard, and Sanzo Robinson has some room to run, and he is leveled, but not before he picks up the first down.
Yeah, you saw him land on his back and just glance to his left like, oh, that's the first down marker. Okay, I'm good. Got my team a first down. And that ball is right on the money from JQ. Now, a smart move would be to get out of bounds and not get trucked in the face by the defender, but I'm not Sanzo Robinson. He operates a little bit differently than the rest of us.
Especially on this cold night here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Only 14 degrees at kickoff, and that temperature has only been declining as we've gone through this game. Q finds his man over the middle, and that's a great play, and another first down for the Tulsa offense.
That's Corey Jones again over the middle this time. One of the things you notice, though, is Royal Hawkins, the non-contract fullback. He's been getting a lot of snaps, and they've been working out of that pro set backfield, partly to make sure JQ has enough time to throw, but he is able to make a contribution here. He's out of the game now, but Q getting time to throw in part because of the Royal Hawkins.
Back to pass to the far side. Dangerous ball as Manning can't haul it in, and it falls incomplete.
And Q still looking for Manning. The ball has not materialized in Manning's hands too much over the course of this game. He's actually third in receptions right now. France has 6 and Corey Jones has 6. They're still looking for that big payday ball, if you will, to Manning. And it hasn't happened yet at this point, but they're still trying.
He's been targeted 7 times and has only managed to bring in 3 to this point. Have to see if they can try and get him some more confidence as Robinson has to spin around and he picks up 1 before being leveled again. He's been taking a lot of hits like that all night tonight.
Yeah, that's a second brutal hit he's had on this drive. You know your quarterback is going to take a little abuse, but you don't want it to be so explicit. Glancing blows are fine. Head-on shots, that's completely different.
4 wide here on 3rd down. Cube over the middle. One-handed grab from Gabriel Manning, but it's not enough to move the sticks.
And now Queen City's defense comes up big again, getting their offense a chance, giving AJ Caswell an opportunity to get back into this game. It is a 10-point game, so you need 2 scores here. And I would like to get at least one of those relatively soon.
That'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 27-17. Desperados will come back with the field goal attempt after this. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Welcome back to the 4th quarter here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm Tyler Falk with Josh Zirkle alongside me up here in the booth. A.K. Jones and Phil Koss, our statisticians. Thank you, gentlemen, for all the hard work you've put in tonight. And, of course, can't forget our producer, the SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine. Judith Oregon's kick is up and good from 40 yards, and Tulsa extends the lead to 13.
Yeah, and it's still a 2-score game as far as Queen City is concerned, but now you can take the field goal out of it. You have to get a touchdown at some point, and you might as well start now. The clock is not your friend at this point, only 11 minutes. You got to get a touchdown, get another stop, and then get another touchdown. And you don't have much time for anything other than that.
Kicks away, and Ochoa's going to stand in his own end zone. Elects to take it out. Gets to the 10, 15, 20 up the middle, and then he's met hard at the 20. Probably could have saved some energy by taking a knee instead of elects to get blasted at the 20-yard line.
Well, and we've seen some suspect special teams decisions all across the SFL, and all I could say is that I applaud the ambition.
We have yet to see a kick return touchdown by anyone in the SFL. Something that we're not entirely used to here. We're used to seeing someone like Bolt take one all the way back, or Manning take all the way back. That just hasn't happened here late here, Josh, as Deezer Powell picks up the first down.
Well, a lot of things have to come together for a special teams touchdown. And the folks in the front offices at the SFL have been devoting what energy they have to offense and defense. You don't want to think of special teams as an afterthought, but really the other two elements have to be addressed first.
Also back off on the pressure and jump off sides, and that one's going to be hauled in by Powell again. Maybe short of the 5 yards. They may elect to take the free.
Wouldn't be the worst thing to take that extra down and see what you could do with it. But we need a little more discipline out of Tulsa. They played a great game so far. You don't want to ruin it with silly penalties.
I'll take the free 5 yards, and Berto Demora, the 3-year vet, is going to be tacked with that one in a power I formation. 8 men in the box here for Tulsa. Pressure up the middle. Jet Zero fighting through traffic and is able to somehow get 2 yards on the carry.
And I like that they're keeping Jet Zero involved. He's only at 16 carries right now, on 18 touches overall, but you got to think about the clock here at this point. You're running out of time, and every time you run the ball, you're ripping another 30 seconds off of that clock to get reset. You can't be doing this too many more times, especially when you need 2 touchdowns at this point.
Bump coverage on the outside for Tulsa. They only send 4. Caswell's pass to the outside is caught for the first down yardage and more. Great pitch and catch to Christopher Ochoa, and they're into Tulsa territory.
And I'm pretty sure that is Ochoa's longest reception of the night. And you can see smart turn upfield. It does take a little bit of contact, but then gets out of bounds. Great catch and run by Ochoa.
For the first time in a while here for Queen City, they're in Tulsa territory on the 47. Caswell in the gun, backs on either side of him, and 3 wideouts. Going to be a direct snap to Caswell, and Caswell's going to take the run up for about 3 yards on the play.
I mean, that's even worse than giving the ball to Jet Zero, and the clock was still running. I guess Ochoa got spotted forward progress. It did not get out of bounds in time, and now we're seeing 2 straight plays where the clock is running, and that is precious time slipping away from Queen City.
3 wideouts here on second down. Caswell back to pass, has a man open underneath, hits his target, and that's going to be Matthew Jr. with the reception. He's going to get the first down.
It's good to see Matthew Jr. getting involved there, and he's just parked right at the line to gain and nobody on him. The receiving corps doing a nice job of spreading the field, and fair to say they've done a very good job in the absence of Chris Curtis, who's out of this game.
Another 3 wide outside. This time Caswell under center is going to dump it out to Jet Zero on the swing pass. Shakes off 1 tackle and shakes off another as he heads out of bounds, but he'll be marked right before the sticks, 2nd and inches.
Well, he got to run the ball down the field and he got to hit somebody. And the fact that he didn't quite get the first down, I think, is negligible at this point. But I like the innovation. I like Jet Zero getting the ball in space. And I certainly loved watching him mow down that poor defender.
2nd and maybe a paper with for the Corsairs as Zero gets the call and will just shoulder another man. And he'll take the Corsairs into the red zone.
Yeah, and that officially puts them inside the 20-yard line. And your options dwindle here a little bit. The defense becomes more compact, which means you don't have as much space for your receivers. You don't have as much space for your running back. And you've got to be a little more innovative with what you're doing with the ball. I would love to see him take a shot at the end zone here.
Also send 4, pass far side, nearly intercepted. Carmen Shaw comes up with the deflection.
Yeah, and Shaw playing outstanding defense. Look at him jump ahead of the receiver. That's not supposed to be able to happen, but you look at the ability there, and it looked like Powell actually got a hand on it and it just dropped it.
It'll be 2nd and here in the red zone for the Corsairs. They'll come out in an offset I power running formation. Tulsa At one point had 8 men in the box, then have 9. Handoff, 0 outside, shakes off one tackle, has a block. He is going to get all the way down to the 2-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Ricky Thornton.
Swing those arms, and you see 0 closing in on 100 yards. Already has 2 touchdowns on the night. Looking for number 3 there, and only missed it by about that much. And you could see him dragging defenders. That's a Fullaby. That is just absolute tremendous effort there by Jet Zero.
Good 17-yard pickup, and that's going to leave him here on 1st and goal with about 2 yards to go. And check this out, Josh. Sioux Falls falls to 0-4, unable to complete the comeback. Jet Zero near side, wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of maybe half a yard.
I like the idea. I mean, Jet Zero is the guy you want to put the ball in the end zone, and that's probably the highest percentage way to do it. The problem is, if it doesn't work now, what do you do here on 2nd down? What do you do on 3rd down? Do you keep handing it to him and burn another minute and a half, or do you take a chance and throw the ball?
Our run heavy set. It'll be a run with 0 up the middle, has blockers in front of him, and he's wrestled down again, 1 yard short of Fullaby.
And that was Jorge Torres, the rookie, making an outstanding read, getting to the line, avoiding the block, and tackling Jet Zero short of the goal line. Tremendous play by Jorge Torres.
Rookie coming up big, Jorge Torres. Offset eye, power runs formation, handoff 0. He's wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. 4th down, and the Tulsa defense makes a fantastic goal line stand.
And that was a Jet Zero. That was Blake Radke, the non-contract halfback. I don't know if Zero went out with an injury or what happened, but he should have been in there. And I'm not exactly sure what happened and why they ended up going to Radke there.
So it'll be James Trollon to attempt the 20-yard field goal. This is nothing more than a chip shot. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. Queen City are back within 10 with 5:14 left to go in the football game.
And the field goal, as we've said, is not really helpful at that point. But you take the points when they come, I suppose. But you got to kick another field goal now, and then you need a touchdown just to tie. The problem is, if you have 1st and goal, and you don't get it on the first 3 plays, what do you do on the 4th play that you haven't already done? And that's where Queen City was. And I guess that's why we're seeing them take the points.
Manning able to return this to the 27-yard line. Tomorrow on FTF, on the For the Fans Network, the 3-0 St. Louis Gladiators are off to their best start in franchise history and host the unbeaten Vancouver Legion in a huge matchup of 2 old franchises on the rise. Lone Star tries to right the ship and starts the doubleheader against Jacksonville. Bonus coverage includes London and Baltimore and San Diego and Carolina. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL and For the Fans football season is only just beginning.
And Tyler will be working all of those games.
That was me last week or thereabout. But at this moment, I got tomorrow off, Josh. But we'll have to see what happens as.
Yeah, tomorrow for Valentine's Day. You know, got a little time with the better half, a special lady.
Oh, I wish. Hugh back to pass. Deep ball near side is swatted away. And incomplete. Good coverage there by Farrell Rains. One of the first times we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, 5th-year pro. Already has an interception on the year. 6'2", 210. Was caught in coverage, managed to get a hand up and knock the ball away. And saved a big positive yardage play. Nice play there by Farrell Rains. You see him in the background there.
Well, with 2 wide receivers, and France is going to be off the line a little bit there on the near side. Sanzo Robinson, his carry is going to be short of the 1st down, and Queen City's defense holds firm. And just a little bit of life here for Queen City, Josh.
Yeah, whatever Queen City is going to do, they've got to do it now. You're running out of time. You need 2 scores. The run game is not going to get it done for you. The game is in AJ Caswell's hands right now, and he's got to come up big and not only pull 1 rabbit out of his hat, but maybe 2 and possibly 3.
Tulsa just letting this clock run as far as it can go before snapping the ball for the punt. Farouk's punt is off, and Ochoa starts the return and is met immediately at the 28-yard line.
Well, and it's all up to AJ Caswell now. There's nothing else you can do. Jet Zero is not going to save you. The defense is not going to save you. Caswell's got to make some plays. James Matthew Jr. is the factor here. Ochoa's been getting involved. Deezer Powell's been getting involved. Let's see what these guys can do.
3 wide receivers here on first down for Queen City. Caswell back to pass, finds Zero on the swing pass, and Jet Zero able to stiff arm a man and pick up the first down and get out of bounds. Fantastic veteran awareness from Jet Zero.
And that's the biggest part of that. That's what you want to see. The swing pass is there, and everybody else is they're thinking they're going to throw it downfield. Jet Zero's just hanging out, picking dandelions in the flats. Got himself a first down and got the clock stopped as well.
Want to welcome everyone who is joining us from the game over on LSN as you guys saw Mexico City take down Sioux Falls 41-38. Sioux Falls falls to 0-4, something we thought we would never see in the SFL. Queen City trying to come back down by 10. Another swing pass to Zero. This time he runs out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. But Jet Zero has really been the story for Queen City, picking up a couple touchdowns on the ground and being effective in the passing game.
And he was effective there. Caswell threw the ball behind him. The route was there, and there was a chance for another big gain. But instead of Jet Zero turning upfield, he had to turn around, catch the ball, and then recenter himself. And by the time he did all that, he was out of bounds.
5 wide on second down. Caswell back to pass over the middle, caught by Powell. But we've got a little bit of laundry on the field. Let's go to R62 to see what the call is.
Holding, number 72.
We're going to call holding on the Desperados, so that play is null and void, and they're going to lose 10 yards.
Absolutely brutal mistake here by Queen City. First holding penalty of the game for either team, I believe, but at the absolute worst time. Drive is going backwards now instead of forwards.
Showtime. Second and 20.
It'll be 2nd and 21 here for Queen City. Cover 0 for Tulsa to counter the 5 wide set. Pressure coming, Caswell over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Ochoa. So 3rd and long coming for the Corsairs.
And you don't want to say this is the game at this point, but this is pretty much the game. And whatever magic in his hat AJ Caswell has at this point, he better dump it on whatever snowman he could find and get his team a first down here.
4 wide, 3rd and 21. They converted on a 3rd and 24 earlier in the game. Can they do the same thing? Pressure coming, and he's taken down for a sack.
And look who it is.
McHenry.
McHenry. We haven't called his name. Everybody else, it's Sir McHenry. The nobility. Look at the majesty getting in there and taking Caswell to the ground. Big sack at a big time for the distinguished gentleman.
So they're going to come out on 4th and 25. Queen City feels this is all or nothing territory. Tulsa sent forward, pass over the middle, picked up by Tulsa, and they're in the driver's seat late in this football game. AJ Caswell throws his 4th interception, and not the right time.
And look who it is, the rookie, Jorge Torres. Torres just goes up and gets that ball. I believe that is his first career interception. And what a moment for him. He's had such a great game so far. And now Torres puts the dagger in Queen City with that 4th down pick.
The rookie out of the SFL champion Albuquerque Adams with his first career pick. And Tulsa should just be able to see this one out pretty comfortably. Robinson with a 3-yard carry before being brought down at the 26.
Well, I tell you, Tyler, this has been a fantastic game. Some dips and dives we didn't expect to see from either team. I thought JQ played fantastic. Really did make an effort to shed that sort of gunslinger label that he's been plagued with the first couple games of the season. Threw 4 interceptions last week and only had the 1 interception this week. I can't say enough about the rookie quarterback. I've been very impressed. It looks like he's about to guide Tulsa to their first win of the season.
And off to the running back. He's got a hole. Sanzo Robinson, touchdown, Tulsa. And that should just about be that.
And look at the blocking that Sanzo Robinson enjoys. It's like a motorcade. 4 guys taking him to the end zone. A 26-yard touchdown, Phil tells us. And I'm telling you, that's just like a parade lap. I know when they ran in one direction, but it felt like a parade lap the way Sanzo just trotted there into pay dirt.
Just a 2-play, 29-yard drive and a 26-yard scamper from Sanzo Robinson. Kick is up and good. Tulsa extend the lead again, back out to 17. Tulsa 37, Queen City 20.
You know, you look at these two teams, and I really thought between the two of them, that Queen City was the more underachievingest, the least overachieving, just based on what they had done over the course of the season. And they played Atlanta last week very well, and were actually leading at that point until Caswell threw a back-breaking interception that had a long return. And Atlanta eventually turned that drive into 8 points. And that was the difference for them in that game. But now, for Queen City, they're on a 3-game losing streak. Very similar to the situation that Tulsa found themselves coming into this game. And you just wonder what they're going to do to finally right the ship.
Also going to play loose coverage here on first down, as we'll probably see a whole lot of passes from Queen City to close out this football game. Deezer Powell gets the reception and gets out of bounds after a gain of 6. We've got 2:01 left to go here in the final couple of moments in this game.
And I think Queen City does have a lot to build on. I mean, obviously, this is a very talented team, and they just could not find the handle once Tulsa was able to get going. That front 7 for them, Chris Andrews and Jaden Swift in particular, to say nothing of the nimble athleticism of the DJ Majesty, really carried the day here.
Matthews Jr. hauls that in, and that's going to be a first down, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning here in this one. Tulsa up by commanding 17-point lead. It's 37-20. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, here in the final minute 56 left to go in the game. I've been Tyler Falk alongside Josh Zirkle with AK Jones and Phil Koss as our statisticians, and the Commissioner Cameron Irvine is our producer. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for doing so much for us all game today. As AJ Caswell's pass over the middle, going to be knocked up in the air and deflected by Philip Davis. Looks like the backups are in, Josh.
Well, and what a treat for them. And Tulsa, having lost their first 3 games of the season, and now finally getting a chance to hang out in the chat, to celebrate their win, and to feel good about the season, probably for the first time in a couple weeks. I mean, that's got to be a really good feeling for them.
5 wide here on the own 41. Caswell back to pass, pumps once over the middle, hauled in by Deezer Powell, gets him all the way down to the 42, and good to see Queen City have a little bit of pep in their step, trying to put some more points up on the board.
You'd like to see somebody else get a touchdown if they can.
Nearly picked off there by DJ Majesty, so maybe not all the backups are out just yet, and that one was that close to being intercepted.
Oh, Majesty, you get one, and you feel like you're that close to getting another one. I'm sure Majesty didn't want to come off the field. He feels like he needs to be out there. And really, somebody should be out setting that defense, so why not?
I'll go 5 wide again here for Queen City. on second down. Back to pass over the middle, caught for first down yardage, and that's a good patch there to Deezer Powell again, and they're on the 30. Caswell back to pass again, pumps again, finds Powell again for a good gain. And they keep on going. They got 13 yards left to get into the end zone. Minute 10 left to go in the game. Caswell under pressure, taken down for a sack. And we've seen it time and time again today here, Josh. And Josh Swift picks up his 4th sack of the ball game. Caswell back to pass, pressure coming again. Ball's batted up in the air off the back of a defender, and it falls incomplete.
I think everybody touched that. Powell had it for a while. Julian Valier had it for a while. Then it finally fell to the ground. And I don't mind the late charge here. I know some people just want to get out of here. But I think anything Queen City could do at this point will help you build momentum for next week. I think that's so important. We only play a short season, a 12-game season. Every little bit helps. You just can't punt away what's left of this game.
3rd and 15 here for Queen City. Pass over the middle. That one's picked up, and that should do it. Good play there from the Tulsa defense. They pick off Caswell for the 5th time tonight, and that one's going to be picked off by Julian Valier, the rookie, and he gets his first interception of the season.
A couple of rookies getting their first career INTs, and Valier very, very close to breaking that if he hadn't been corralled right there at the 22. Just a tremendous, tremendous effort all around. I'm looking at my cheat sheet up here. I think I've called every name on this cheat sheet, maybe once or twice even. Top to bottom, a great effort by the Tulsa defense.
It'll be handoff up the middle, and that's going to be Robinson taking about 6 yards, and Queen City is going to call a timeout. Week 5 begins next Saturday on the 11 Sports Network and the FTF Twitch channel with a battle of unbeatens in the Pacific Division when Vancouver meets Los Angeles in California. Atlanta visits Jacksonville, plus live look-ins on St. Louis, D.C. and Las Vegas in Arizona. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL on 11 Sports football season is only just beginning.
And I will make the joke again. Tyler will be working all of those games.
Here we go. And Sanzo Robinson gets the call to the outside, picks up a couple more, and Tulsa is just, trying to milk this clock out. Queen City takes their second timeout. We'll probably see a similar play upcoming.
Yeah, I'm seeing some great sportsmanship in the chat here. Each team congratulating the other. And that's what it's all about here in the SFL. Guys, both of these teams know how hard it is to come out and win a game. And you're seeing some congratulation from the Queen City side. That's very impressive to see.
Back to pass, caught over the middle, first down, and Tulsa have just put the final nail in the coffin. 37 seconds to go. We'll see one kneel down, and that should put this game in the record books.
And again, congratulations to Tulsa. First win of the season. The first one's always the hardest. And Queen City, you've got a lot to look forward to. You got a very talented team. Nothing to be ashamed of. Tulsa came, and they absolutely brought it today. They've absolutely earned this win. Been very impressed with their rookie quarterback and absolutely their defense as a whole. Sanzo Robinson, tremendous game as well. Over 100 all-purpose yards. Just another day in the office for him. Just a tremendous all-around win by the Tulsa Desperados.
You mentioned JQ, one touchdown on the day. That going to the rookie Jason France for his first career touchdown. And the entire offense for the Tulsa was clicking on all cylinders, Josh.
Yeah, and it's just impressive to see. And obviously that's what you aspire to when you set out and you take the field. It doesn't always work out that way. And for Tulsa, it worked out that way. And congrats to them. First win of the season.
And every offense needs a good defense, and this Tulsa defense was insufferable, led by Jaden Swift in his 4 sacks.
Yeah, not only 4 sacks, but he was one of 5 guys that had tackles for loss. Chris Andrews, too. He had those 2 sacks also. Jonell Ritter with a TFL. Nate Heslett, the cornerback, had 2. And, of course, Cameron Shaw had that big tackle in the backfield earlier in the game. And just top to bottom, it's just been I don't know any other way to say it. Everybody chipped in. You know, like when you have some friends over to move, and there's always like 2 guys that do all the work, and then the other 2 guys are eating your snacks. That didn't happen today. Everybody chipped in, everybody did their part, and that's what it takes to win in this league. You really need everybody to step up, and that's what happened today.
Another side of the ball, Queen City was unable to get going, but Jet Zero was definitely the highlight for the Queen City Corsairs.
Yeah, and he's just a guy I'd love to watch. Trucking people, dodging people. You know, he is just a bag of dynamite anytime he has the football. And really, it was unfortunate. We watched, you know, Gabriel Manning fumble that initial kickoff return. And we just thought, well, Queen City's going to cruise here. And with Jet Zero, he was corralled just enough by Tulsa. And it's weird to say that 95 yards is corralling a guy. But really, he could have got, if he had gotten loose, he could have had 120 or even, you know, you want to say 150 in this game. So the fact that he was able to produce the way that he was, as well as he was defended, tells you what kind of player Jet Zero is.
Player of the football game today is going to be Sanzo Robinson for Tulsa. 19 attempts, 78 yards, and 2 very important touchdowns for this Tulsa team. For A.K. Jones and Phil Koss on stats, Cameron Irvine, the commissioner, and my partner in crime tonight, Josh Zirkle, I'm Tyler Falk. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We hope to see you next time. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, SFL Nation.